Good YouTube, it's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV back at y'all with another one. So, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, he weighs in on the possibility of newly crowned unified lightweight world champion, Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr. 20 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. 28 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 69-inch arm reach, possibly facing off against two fighters, one in which is one of his fighters, in two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasily Lomachenko, and undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin "The Dream" Haney. Now, George Kambosos Jr., he shocked the world when he defeated former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is a top-ranked ESPN Bob Arum fighter, okay? And George Kambosos Jr., he won a split decision over Teofimo Lopez. Dropped Teofimo Lopez in the first round. Faced adversity, was dropped in the 10th round by Teofimo Lopez, got up, controlled the 11th and the 12th round, and won the fight. With that said, Bob Arum was campaigning for his fighter, Lomachenko, 16 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 11 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'7" with a 65-inch arm reach, to get an opportunity to fight George Kambosos Jr. next. And he stated now he's willing to put up big money. He's willing to attempt to outbid Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, who co-promotes with Devin Haney, who is 27 wins, no losses, no draws, 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. Devin Haney has his own promotional company, DHP Promotion, Devin Haney Promotions, but he co-promotes with Eddie Hearn, top rank, Eddie Hearn, DAZN, and Matchroom. Okay, so Bob Arum, he stated that he's willing to go out on a limb and attempt to outbid Eddie Hearn and DAZN and DHP Promotions for a showdown with George Kambosos Jr. Now, George Kambosos Jr., he's with Lou DiBella Promotions, okay? Now, George Kambosos Jr., after his November 27th victory over Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos Jr., he stated that he wanted his next fight to take place in the Down Under, as he calls it, back in Australia. He stated that he's earned the right to go back home and showcase his talents in front of his home fans in a massive mega stadium. He says that it'll be at least 60,000 fans in attendance, and he deserves it, and that's what he wants to do. Now, we know Devin Haney, he quickly let it be known that he would oblige George Kambosos Jr. and go to Australia. Initially, Bob Arum, he stated he didn't believe in, George Kambosos that much. He didn't believe in George Kambosos' talent, skill set, and his selling power and drawing power before the Teofimo Lopez fight. Thus the reason why Bob Arum, he stated that he felt that George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez allegedly colluded to come up with a plan to not come to an agreement, as George Kambosos was the IBF mandatory challenger, and let it go to a purse bid where he knew an outside entity was willing to put up big money to host George Kambosos Jr. Teofimo Lopez, which Bob Arum was absolutely correct as far as an outside entity coming in and putting up big money. One of the entities was Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN, who outbid Bob Arum, who put in $2.3 million. Eddie Hearn and DAZN, they put in $3.2, but then Triller came in with a whopping $6 million. Now, they didn't hold true to it. The fight never came to fruition on Triller. It went to the next highest bidder, was Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and DAZN. So with that said, Bob Arum is willing to put up, he's stating that he's willing to put up big money. So that Bob Arum, he goes on to downplay Devin Haney, as he always has, because Bob Arum, he let it be known that he feels a certain kind of way that Devin Haney and his father, trainer, and manager, Bill Haney, didn't sign with them. Okay, so he stated that the reason he didn't allow the Lomachenko fight happen for Devin Haney after Lomachenko defeated former Olympic gold medalist British star boxer Luke Campbell for the vacant WBC title, vacated by 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia. He stated that Devin Haney wasn't going to get the opportunity to fight Lomachenko, for one, because Lomachenko was going to petition the WBC, World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, to be franchised, And number two, Devin Haney signed with the wrong promotional company. So he's on the wrong side of the fence. He's on the wrong side of the street. It's ironic because when you talk about other fighters such as Terrence Crawford, who was with top ranked CEO Bob Arum, and it came to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Well, that wrong side of the street talk came in, and everybody said the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion fighters, was avoiding Terrence Crawford. They didn't like the side of the street talk. But when it came to Devin Haney, well, Bob Arum stated that Devin Haney signed with the wrong side of the street. That's the reason why he couldn't get the fight with Lomachenko. So he's always been downplaying Devin Haney, drawing power. So once again, he takes to social media and does an interview, not social media, but he does an interview, which you can see on social media. And once again, he downplaying Devin Haney. And he says that it doesn't make sense for George Kambosos to fight Devin Haney because nobody knows who Devin Haney is in Australia. Okay. He stated that it would make sense for Lomachenko to go to Australia because he's a global superstar. Well, that's completely incorrect. Lomachenko has never fought on pay-per-view. He's never been proven to be a mega draw universally. Lomachenko, he fights here in the States. He fights at Madison Square Garden. He's definitely a superstar within the sport of boxing. But as far as a global superstar, that's a massive drawing power, that's completely untrue. Okay, he's never headlined a pay-per-view card. And so with that said, the biggest fight in his career was the fight against Teofimo Lopez. And that fight was on ESPN, and there was no fans there, okay? So with that said, he's not a big drawing power. But George Kambosos Jr., he responds to Bob Arum, and Bob Arum claiming that they need Vasily Lomachenko to be a massive draw for it to be successful for George Kambosos Jr. And George Kambosos Jr., he goes back at Bob Arum, and he lets it be known. He says, with all due respect to Bob Arum, nobody's coming to see Vasily Lomachenko, and at the same token, nobody's coming to see Devin Haney either. They're actually coming to see their hometown fighter, and that's myself. He stated that he's a bigger fighter than Lomachenko in Australia, and he's a bigger fighter than Devin Haney in Australia. Now, I would say, possibly in Australia, he's possibly a bigger star. George Kambosos Jr. here in the States is relatively unknown. Again, many people thought that Teofimo Lopez choosing George Kambosos Jr. was a cherry pick going wrong, okay? It was a way for him to make easy money, fight a mandatory. His father, trainer, and manager, Teofimo Lopez Sr., was stating that they were scheduled to make $10 million if they fought George Kambosos Jr. in Australia and introduce him to a whole different demographic of fan base, okay? So it looks like that they were looking to, secure a big bag, as they did, not as big as they initially thought, but they secured a big bag, the biggest payday in both guys' career, Teofimo and George Kambosos Jr. But again, George Kambosos Jr. is relatively unknown here in the States. He's not a big name here in the States, okay? And many people are questioning, is he even a big name in Australia? Now, possibly after the Teofimo Lopez fight and his name going viral, he's possibly grown tons and tons of fans in Australia back home. And so George Kambosos Jr., he feels like there's arenas that'll hold it, a massive fight, and they're just waiting for a homecoming from George Kambosos, which he states was going to be the biggest fight in Australia history. Now, Jeff Horn, he fought legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao back in Australia, and when he got a victory over Manny Pacquiao that many people thought wasn't well-deserved. And so that may have been the biggest win in Australian history. And George Kambosos Jr. is looking to bring, after this upset over Teofimo Lopez, he's looking to bring another major event over to Australia. Now, he's dragging his feet when it comes to Devin Haney. Devin Haney is obliged George Kambosos Jr. It shouldn't even be this much talking, okay? We know that the World Boxing Organization is looking to make Vasily Lomachenko the mandatory challenger for George Kambosos Jr. at some point in time, but not right now, okay? After his win over former IBF lightweight star boxer Richard Coleman, okay? So with that said, George Kambosos Jr. needs to just go ahead and make the fight. He's dragging his feet. He initially stated it wasn't about money. It was about legacy and putting on the best fights for the fans. Well, that would be the best fight, would be him and Devin Haney for legacy and the biggest fight. As he stated, he thought the most entertaining guy was Devin Haney. Okay, now Devin Haney is standing in the pocket. People use the excuse of Devin Haney's boxing ability as the reason for him not being the biggest draw. But yet he's the biggest earner, grosser from 140 on down, only behind Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, second behind Gervonta Tank Davis. So if he was that boring, he's very smart. His team is very smart. His father's very smart, and they know that he gets high paydays and he gets his opponents massive paydays. So this fight between George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney needs to just take place immediately with Vasily Lomachenko facing off against the winner. Point blank and period, okay? We know Devin Haney holds the WBC title. He's undefeated and fought 3 world champions his last 3 fights. Vasily Lomachenko, in his last 3 fights, he's 2-1. He lost to Teofimo Lopez, and he beat Richard Coleman and Nakatani, okay? Those shouldn't be fights that warrant you to get back in title contention right now, period. The fight needs to be made between Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr., and then the winner faces Vasily Lomachenko. Simple. But Bob Arum, he's looked to downplay Devin Haney, but it didn't work because George Kambosos Jr. responded back saying, listen, ain't nobody trying to see Vasily Lomachenko either. They're just coming to see me. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down. You know what I mean?